Hey everyone, it's time to talk about your Twitch and Kick profile panels. I want to walk you through how you can customize them, how you can grab some free templates, and even how you can make your Twitch Markdown look a lot better and give all the users that view your channel a much better experience. I'm Derek with nerdordie.com. Let's get right into it. If you want to create custom looking profile panels, the easiest way to do that is with our Maker app. The Maker app has a bunch of different webcam frames, transitions, supporter bars, and of course, profile panels for Twitch and Kick. So go to the link in the description below if you're not there already and choose the theme that you want to edit. So I'm going to pick the Overdrive panel here to start with, and we'll go through another panel set just to show you some of the options that it can all offer. But we're doing our best to keep the options very similar so that the experience is pretty much the same throughout editing each set of panels. Now, you can of course change the background color right here. And just a quick note, if you ever get lost, just hit the reset button up here and it'll take you right back to the default settings. So if you want to make changes, just go through all the options here on the left. I'm going to change some of the colors here. I'm going to actually change the left and right gradient color to get more of like a synthwave look. And then I'm going to change the font color as well very quickly so we can see that. Next, we have this display style. And normally what we want to do is let you kind of flip them if you don't like the orientation that they're currently in. And then if you want to, you can change the left, right, or center text alignment. For this set, I kind of like the center. Now, the big important part of these panels, of course, is the text that's in it. So you can use about, you can use schedule, you can change it really to whatever you wanted to say. And then from there, you can pick different fonts. So right now we have it hooked up to Google Fonts. So if you want to search through a bunch of Google Fonts, you of course can right here. You can even type in the name of the Google font you want to find and then choose it from here. So let's just click Roboto Condense just to see how that looks. And yeah, I'm not too big of a fan. I'm going to go back to Permanent Marker, which was the one that we had at the start. And then from there, you can choose the font weight. If you have a font that supports multiple font weights, they'll be shown here. And then all these other options are pretty straightforward. You have font size, which you can edit as needed. Letter spacing, which will add just a bit of spacing between the letters. And then you even have offsets for the horizontal and vertical position. So I can kind of just bump it down to where I like. And let me actually bump this up. And just a quick tip, when you're making your custom panels, try to make the one with the longest text first. That way you can keep the font size for all of them the same. It makes it just a lot easier to kind of make them all look more uniform when you're making the larger one first. And now that we have kind of a final look for the panel, what you're probably thinking is, okay, I want to make sure I'm saving all the work that I've been doing. The cool thing about the Maker is a lot of your settings are going to be saved locally. So if I exit out of that page and go back to the Overdrive panel, you'll see it will load in with your settings. But to be super safe, I highly recommend using the export button right here to grab all the options that you've kind of edited. And then later you can always return and import them back in. This is also really helpful if you want to make different styles of panels for different purposes. So definitely take advantage of the export and import feature. From there, all you need to do is hit download and you'll see it will download. It will pop up a nice little tutorial. And now you can go over to the folder and see that the panel options that we downloaded are there as well. And of course, the panel that we created is viewable. If you drag it into a browser, just open it up in your image browsing software. With the basic options covered, I do want to show you another panel just to point out something that happens with a lot of the other panels we've designed. So if I go to the glitch panel, for example, you can see we have a lot of the same options because like I said, we want to keep them similar for you to make it easier to adjust them. But this one has an icon options drop down here. And in it, you can choose the icon that you want, the size of the icon. You can choose to fill it with a color, and then you can even pick that color. So let me show you an example of how you can actually change things. So if you want to, just go ahead and hit choose media. And then from here, you can choose from any of our preset icons that we've included. So for an example, you can choose this Discord one, or you can go down and use the new Twitter or X logo. And of course, you can either drag some media right here or choose a file from your computer and use a custom one. So you can actually see here from the emotes that I just happen to have saved, if I wanted to include this Kick one, it's going to fill it in. And the reason we've done that is because we wanted to allow you to change the colors of the icon to whatever you want to use in case it's a special icon to you that requires a certain color. But if you don't like that look, you can just toggle off the fill icon with color, and now it won't fill the icon with the color chosen down here. But of course, if you do want to fill it with color, you can enable this and then pick a color here that you like to use. And from there, you just do the same thing where you just download it. And of course, you can open it up in your Explorer here and then view it in any image software. Now, let's talk about getting free templates before we go into how to actually add them into Twitch, which I'm going to show you right now. If you haven't already checked out our website, make sure to go to the link in the description below, particularly for this page, because we have a lot of great free and premium overlays that you can grab. But then we also have a bunch of free resources and guides for how to use things in the streaming landscape. So of course, if you click this make button, you'll go to the maker. But right here, this free panels download, and then even this Twitch panels template, this will take you down to the section where you can view all of the templates that we offer. You can click this button to view every single one. This is just a kind of overall look at things. But for example, if you want to, just go to the product page for whatever panels that you like, add them to the cart and check out. It's completely free. Basically, you just need an email and your name in there and you're good to go. And then once you actually download that, you'll be able to go ahead and extract it just like normal. So here was the zip file that I downloaded. And this, of course, is the extracted folder. And then in here, you'll see that we have some helpful information where you can grab the fonts and stuff like that, and even a free link to try out Photoshop. And then inside the panels folder, you'll see the different colors that we've set up for you, as well as a PSD template. So you can go through these and check out like the orange, for example, and just see that we have a bunch of pre-made ones for you. So if you don't want to take the time and kind of customize your own and go through different text options on the maker, this is a perfect option for you to save a bit of time and just get some pre-made colors set up for you. And you can see we even include like blank panels and stuff like that. So now that we have all the panels that we could ever need for our Twitch channel or our Kick profile, let me show you how to set them up in there and then give you some more tips on how you can make your panel page just look a lot better. While adding in your profile panels for both Twitch and Kick are pretty easy to do, there's some things I've learned over the years that I think I can share with you to help you give your viewers a better experience on your panel page. Now, on both Twitch and Kick, the way to set these up is very similar. Just go up to your little avatar here and then click channel from the dropdown. And then you'll see here on Twitch, I just need to click about. And then in Kick, you do the same thing. I'm already on the page and you're already defaulted to about. And then you'll be able to add a panel right here by clicking this button. But back in Twitch here, I want to show you that you need to toggle this on, and then you'll be presented with some extensions. Don't worry about those just yet. We'll probably cover that in a future video. But basically, just click to add a panel. And then, like I said, don't worry about extensions, but we're going to go ahead and add a text or image panel. With that added in, what we can look at is that there's a panel title, which we actually don't have to worry about because we're essentially going to use an image to kind of replace that title. But we can then click add image. And then from here, we can drag in one of our panels. So you can go into the Amuse folder that you might have downloaded for free, or use one of the ones from the maker that you created and just drag that in. And for Twitch, these are set up perfectly so that you don't have to worry about resizing them or anything like that. Just make sure that the crop area is proper and then just hit done. And then from here, you have this image links to. Basically, whatever someone clicks, you're going to send them to the link that you paste in here. So I'm just going to enter in one for our nerdordie.com website. And then the cool thing about Twitch that is different from Kick, and let me show you this in Kick very quickly, is that in Kick here, you can set up your panels in the same exact way. So I'll go ahead and do this. And you do have to kind of mess around with the cropping just a little bit in Kick because you can make slightly wider ones. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in and then paste in the same link and then just add in some description here. But in Twitch, it actually supports Markdown where Kick doesn't. So the cool thing about Markdown is it gives you a great way to format your text and just make it a lot easier to read. Now you're probably thinking, well, how the heck do I even use Markdown? And that's honestly a good question. If you're not familiar with it, it might be a little bit overwhelming, but I promise you it's easy to stick with. Luckily, Twitch has a tutorial here, a little guide of what exactly they support. But on the page on our website here for the free panels, I actually went through and made this whole section about Twitch Markdown. I talk about how to use it, and then I give you really advanced and good looking examples, I think at least, of how you can make Markdown look. So we have this input section, which is basically what you're typing into the little text area, and then the output section, which you can click and get an example of what the Markdown will kind of produce. So what I recommend is going through here and just checking it out, seeing if there's any examples that you want to use. I even break it down kind of case by case, but basically you're just using asterisks and brackets and stuff like that to format your text and, do bold and links and things like that. So if I had to recommend one thing to do to learn Markdown really quickly, just grab this big input here and copy it. And then back in Twitch, just go ahead and paste it in. And once you hit submit, we can toggle off the edit panels toggle, and you can just see what Markdown looks like. And from here, then you can kind of cut out what you don't need and kind of think in your head, okay, what do I want to use and what kind of information do I want to present? And while I don't want to say it's a waste of time to not take the time and make a great looking about page, I will say if you just put a wall of text, it's a lot more likely that people are just going to kind of ignore it. Maybe if someone really wants to get the information that you're just pumping in there in your about section or something, they'll read through it. But in general, it's a lot better to break it up and give it some formatting so that it's easier to kind of digest for the user. So I highly recommend taking advantage of Markdown, and hopefully in the future, Kick adds kind of the same support that Twitch has for Markdown. And to wrap things up, I want to talk about examples for your panels. So back on the site, on the Twitch panel page, you can go here to this Twitch panels idea section. And down here, you'll see the most commonly used panels. And then below that, we have examples of panels from some of our favorite creators. So you can check out some of these. Some of them are templates from our website, some are different websites, and then some are even custom created panels. Go ahead and give these a look and see kind of how they're formatting their text, what panels they're adding, how they're using it. But I definitely want to recommend to you that it's not really important to use the same exact panels as everyone else. I'd highly recommend to make the panels that are important to your community. That way you get the information out to your community that's relevant to them. Anyways, I'm Derek with Nerd or Die. If you have a second, please make sure to give our website a look. And then of course, you can like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have some really great maker related content coming out, and we even have some cool Halloween stuff and just free stuff coming out very, very soon. We'd appreciate it if you check it out. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Later.